Hello everyone, hello everybody, this is 41Solstice25, Winter Solstice 8, and looks like we got us a new episode going on in Guild Wars 2, Living World Season 4, Episode 4. And this is the Jahai Bluffs. It's an interesting map, and it's just north of the domain of Korna, which adds to the interesting factor of it, I would say. Now, something you would notice is this going on and the sort of shaping of how filled out it is. And rest assure you, it is like pretty much fully explored is the interesting thing. Now, it doesn't look like it's much, but it's actually quite a lot. It's quite a lot to take in, actually. You'll understand the more of it you kind of see. But this here by me is actually an entranceway to a place. And that is an instant store. I am going to go through it and show you guys what the Sun's Refuge is. So it is an added-in placement with this episode. They make you sort of visit it to unlock it. And what it essentially is sort of like having a home instance in the Living World Season 4. Is the best of which I can really explain it. They take us here and we go across with like a raptor or something and hit the switch to bring the bridge up. From there we get to see this marvel of a place. But in the process we fight a bunch of spiders, but that's a little whatever. But now there's NPCs a little of everywhere. Especially NPCs with names, interestingly enough. As in, you'll see a lot of the different sun spears here. Earlier on you see Koss on the Koss here. I just talked about him so weirdly. This came from doing the branded Hydra stuff. But you essentially do a bunch of achievements and such, and it builds up this place. It adds a few extra NPCs, a few extra sites and things to sort of get. I still don't quite know what that is about. I'd have to look into it. Also, this is a new mount that I got. A new Fido. I'm not gonna name him, but yeah, he's there, he's cool. I get to play around with the music here. It doesn't actually cost me anything, but there's the Nightfall music. It's a little quiet, but
you do know I've never actually eaten my shoes, right?
Stop getting like that. And you only have one pair of shoes.
Right. I'm glad we cleared that up. Other people's shoes are different.
have like the Path of Fire music. What was this one from? I don't know if it's just slow or it's just like really hard to hear. I'm not 100% sure.
Why exactly?
Probably a little both.
Apart from the stench, the hissing, the scraping sounds of the wriggling severed heads?
We take it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I heard a song like this in the guild hall, but I'm sure there's different variations, so I'm not going to knock it hard. There's one marked Living World Season 4. I feel like I haven't paid enough attention.
You do know I've never actually eaten my shoes, right?
Most not any smart than that. And only have one pair of shoes.
Right. I'm glad we cleared that up. Other people's shoes are different.
Now, actually, in this area, I do recognize a couple songs. I want to say I mostly recognize them because it was like, oh, it's gonna get kind of sad-ish. Let's switch it back to that for now. And back to the tour. Yeah, there's hidden stuff all over. There's exits, entrances everywhere. You can find and include other NPCs. There's these sand pups. Look at him.
Oh.
Anyway. Oh, there's also Bram. Over here we got a Timey. With Dragon Watch, I think they were called. It's been a while since last time they actually mentioned the supposed guild name, I should mention. Those are like the only people here. Like, we don't have Rox in here at all. We don't have Casimir nor Marjorie. Kaz and Marjorie are on a mission, or were on a mission. Now they're lost. Lost and not found. There's a dog chasing a cat chasing a mouse. Well, a rat.
6 more stitches.
Some fool getting stitches. With one of the achievements, it opened up this place over here, which is like a little place for the awakened, like the free awakened, like especially to mourn for their fallen. Because after Joko had died, they became like freed of like any burdens of him. We have the ambassador of the Free Awakened and
for them and me. It's one thing to
Urumishi.
live under constant orders, fearing punishment. A different thing entirely to live in freedom.
I may understand more than you think.
Urumishi, the Joko-loving slime ball that he is. With the achievements for this place, they make you find things for Aurene to make it more like a cozy little dragon home here. They make you find like artifacts of the lands. In which case there's all this stuff here. And each one has like a bit of story told about it, minus the tormented tooth. I don't actually know what the tormented tooth is about, but over here we have my collection of books. By the way, I did like complete all these achievements that I'm really kind of talking about. There's these children here. Sometimes a third child is here. He's like the hide and seek master, and you're supposed to go try to find them now and then. And you do that like 10 times, and that's a full achievement course. And as this place progresses, some of the hiding spots also kind of change. Like before this was like this, like the hide and seek master would hide around here more. Since then they kind of stopped, but you can find the runes that are like on these grounds, and it would open up this door, and you would be able to open up this chest here. And then all these priority researchers would storm in to go investigate. So yeah, it's definitely got a lot of interactivity to this place. There's things up high. There's 4 of them, to my knowledge. You, once you start, you have to get all the other ones within a certain time limit. I don't actually know what it does, but it's there. It might have been that I was supposed to like unlock more of this place before anything did anything with it. But yeah, not a clue in the slightest. There's a diving spot. The NPC over here had a gem collection thing going on. There was a thing you were supposed to find, and it was to kind of bring an awareness to an awakened and their like story, and help them find some of the memories that they've lost. So there's quite a lot to kind of like find and like figure out and learn about. And I want to say that just makes it a lot more interesting and engaging. I think the one awakened is over here. Yeah, Sonu. I helped them find all their lost memories. This one, Amira. They built all these awakened memorials all over, and you essentially had to go around and help kind of restore them and bring them back to their peace, as well as a sun spirit that kind of got destructive and raged about the like memorials, and you know, sort of like bring them together or whatever. Like, the Sun Spear was kicked for it, and then they got brought back in as a result. There's just so much to, like, kind of, like, go do, and it's all this fun little stuff to kind of, like, sort through and look after. And I'm kind of going around in circles. I don't like that. But, characters you meet in the story also kind of end up here. Any changes of characters from the story end up affecting this place also. There's this arena here. Supposedly you can also challenge your friends. I don't know if there's any secret NPCs you can fight, but I've spent a modest amount of time just beating up people there. So there's nothing that I've personally seen about it. But you know, I'm probably missing something. Like I've done like a ton of achievements, but I could always be missing something. Like that's how accomplished I am in achievements, and there's also quite a lot of titles to be had by achievements. It's something I was quite impressed about. Like I have already gotten at least one for sure, the Archaeologist. But there's already other titles like Temporal Tourist, in which case you just complete this collection of armors. There's a Dark Tool, there's the Inevitable, which you basically make Joko's staff. So that's also quite cool. I forget if there was any other interesting titles of the sort. I'll just sort of look through my thing, and I'm sure I'll probably think of it.
Getting more crowded in here every day. Almost stepped on Ambassador Sion's foot just now.
Wild. Swear.
Like I just kept getting a lot of titles, so I actually have to kind of look. Like I've just been doing a lot of content lately. Like a lot of achievement stuff. Like now I'm at 14k 133. Like I did like 2 mini collections. There was something else. I've gotten more PvP related things. Oh, one of the titles I've gotten from this was Keeper of the Sun. That's for getting the full house achievement of this place, where you get enough like major upgrades. Something I got more recently from Heart of Thorns related content was the Great Reformer, which is to make all 3 of the Order back pieces, the Ascended versions. It seems like that's just about it with that part. But it's if any worth mentioning. When it comes to the hide and seek stuff with the one kid, the hiding spots include that I know of. There's the spot back here behind this little hay bale. Sometimes they're up there. Sometimes they're back behind here. Sometimes they're like in these little sort of nooks of the stone walls here. And that's actually quite a lot of the common ones. There's a hiding spot right over here, just sort of tucked one of these rocks somewhere. It's right here. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, this is a hiding spot right here. And that's actually all the hiding spots I've had the chance to see. Or that I've just straight up seen at all. There's probably others that I don't know about. So if you're someone doing the achievements, that's something to kind of take into consideration. Like, I've looked and looked and looked all over this place. I don't know if they ever end up in the tomb place or anything, but yeah, there have been times that I just straight up haven't seen them anywhere else. And I must say, that was quite annoying. In which case, it was just a waste of time. So I guess you could say they were actually a hide-and-seek master, because they actually bested me. So you don't actually have to go and find an entrance to this place to get to it. Eventually, with the right achievements, you do get this Sun's Refuge portal scroll, in which case you can do that wherever, as long as you're not in combat. But I guess let's get to the big thing about this place. Besides, you know, the development of your little new little home there. And that's the map. The map is actually quite interesting. I want to say this has been one of A-Net's better approaches to a map they've done, like, more modernly. So this is a Shatterer fight event place. They have brought back the Shatterer. We get to fight the Shatterer. All is good. They even included some of the gliding elements for us to use. They gave us this. This has been something I've been hoping they would do for a while, and they just hadn't. Something I always had the impression of is that that they would like keep the expansion stuff like more clean separated in terms of like mastery things, in case someone got one thing and didn't invest in the other thing. I should say. Oh, actually, that's a good example. Like, this is a location where distortion can occur, and they brought back a bouncing mushroom here. Now that bouncing mushroom isn't always there, and sometimes with the distortion stuff going on, there's even a Nuhak Wallow that spits you out of the sky. Like, it is pretty cool. So yeah, the exploration of this place is cool. The things that happen in this place are cool.
You can never
They
have
gave
too much
alternative methods of getting the main map currency. That's something that is not as commonly done, if I'm being kind of like frank. Ah! No, I messed up. So difficult. Eh. I want all of these. Oh no, they wanted you to come from that way. Unless you're in dive formation, in which case that would do it. But yeah, there is a lot of branded in this place, but you can actually like get this little protection sort of thing. I don't actually know what it does. I haven't really put it to the test. So something I'm actually going to give for a quick little test run is if it keeps me safe in the brand storm. No, wait till I kind of keep going till it says I'm in the brainstorm. Then I'm just gonna run around without a mount beneath me. Yeah, I'm not completely done with like the main collection stuff. In fact, there's still more stuff for me to collect. Like, there's a collection for me to collect a certain set of armor. At this point, I have to craft it to my knowledge. Pardon me. There's usually events all over, which has been nice in my opinion. I don't know if that was luck or if that was... or me. But yeah, entering to these zones causes you a confusion. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what it is that it's supposed to be doing. I'm wondering if it's supposed to make the effects less consistent. Or if it's supposed to, like, open me to, like, more, like, safe explorable area? I don't really know. It's not too explained. And it might be also that with my current build, I wouldn't really recognize it with this character specifically. Like, having as much... So that's what that was. I thought I was hearing a freakish Choya charging me. I was like, what on earth is that? Yeah, I haven't quite figured out what that's about. But, the kinds of events to see here are interesting. Like, there's a fake Joko.
Ready to kill rising.
There's an achievement if you keep him from delivering, from like completing any of his speeches.
What? 2 Jogos now? Restore truly impressive.
On top of the distortions note, they do take that to an interesting degree, actually. For starters, there's this over here, which is very clearly a Heart of Maguma sort of factor. Like, there's literally chalk here. I remember I actually got here in a pretty timely manner, where I actually caught the devs joining in on this place. I was like, oh my god, there's like Heart of Thorns stuff here, and they're like, yeah, we literally pretty much just like put a chunk of the Maguma jungle into this place. In which case, I would have to ask exactly what chunk this is from, but at the same time, it's like, who cares? This is awesome. I do want this flagstone. I actually recall if I've been to the bottom or not. Like, what's down there? Doesn't look like there's much down there, but yeah, in this point, like, I would say the Heart of Thorns Mastery is actually something half decent to have with you. Oh no. Recover. I'm doing it enough. Well, I can still make it. Then there's other odd, sort of distortions that come up like this. In which case, when it comes to your first attention, it's like, what is this? What are these mushrooms?
Commander, I appreciate your help.
And now you are going to absolutely love this. A dancing Soja, a Ritlock, a Traherne, okay, Minister Codicus, a Lord Farron. They're all bobble-headed and blue. I think this should tell us a lot about how they actually kind of model things. Where they can just place these effects over like the skins of characters. But you can fight these to a point where you get an achievement for it. Cormir. And there's like a special little thing you can do here. For some reason it's given to you by Scarlet Briar. So I did actually test this out. You can essentially keep going till it just stops letting you go higher with a Griffin in this scenario. I don't actually know if it's possible to do anything. I don't think you can actually get out of that. But at the very least, you can do some interesting things.
Nice gear.
Yeah, you can tell they were just having fun with this one.
What if all the enemies you ever faced were actually you? Would you still feel like a hero?
Bad trip, by the way. I feel like it's absolutely necessary to point that one out. And in this one, this is supposed to be like a time echo. And it just keeps repeating itself. So yeah, this is certainly neat. Like, there's no real, like, special occurrences that I've seen that happen here, besides this. You know, when they make you actually, like, check it out in story as, like, a little investigation thing. Got an Imperator right here. There's even Ghost Peppers and Orient Truffles here. That gave me the achievement for actually getting him killed. So what happens is, if all of his troops die first, he will just vanish. I actually don't know what'll happen now. But this is supposed to reenact what happened in Ore, when the Char started invading before, like, one of the people from there just sort of decided to sink it down. So that's essentially what that's all about. And that actually gave me, the last achievement I needed for the achievements as a collective. Which means I'm somehow 2 achievements away from completing the staff head. At last, the Kashas has returned. He has given me the pommel piece, and now I guess to finish the staff I need to kill the wyverns. The wyverns from the bounties. Which I'm kind of looking forward to doing. I haven't really seen any mentioning of them actually. So I don't know how sought after it is.
Glad you're back.
So I think I'm gonna look into that.
Talcora.
But when I'm not
I have.
recording.
We spoke, but indirectly.
That can't have been easy for you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Alright.
Master of Swords.
Really? That's not what I heard. Why? What have you heard?
So I did get a full set of the heavy Requiem gear, and might I add, that was painfully expensive. I also got the Elegy gear completed.
About this dragon business?
At the moment, I'm in severe need of collecting on Mistonium material from this map. I need perhaps, I believe 750 total, but should be more like 675 right now. I should be close to perhaps, I think 60-ish right now. But what I've essentially been doing to build it up or what is considerably my easy, quicker way, is I'd set all my level 80 characters, like, through the map all the way to this specific quest. And I would just do this really easy, not too everywhere quest, and I would be just watching a video on my phone or something. If I hold my mouse right here, it's right in between and hits all 3 of those targets. And I would just pick up, throw, pick up, throw. That's 2 buttons. Maybe someone got tired and macroed it, I don't know. But personally I've been clicking, and I've even done things as dumb as just starting attacking the dummies. Yeah, it's like I'd be watching videos, listening to music, and once it's done, I would just switch characters. If there's like an event going on, I'd probably try to catch it for the sake of karma.
In and out. Grab anything that might be useful. And don't forget archival documents and historical relics.
But yeah, let me just sort of show you where I've been kind of investing into. So there's this here. That's 5 per character each day. Okay, so I'm at 68 apparently.
Always a pleasure.
I don't exactly like that unevenness of a number, but okay. Time to switch a character. And just sort of conveyor belts the sort of like arrangement of the characters and just start from like opposite ends. That way I know I haven't picked the same one twice. And I do usually just hang out towards the end of the evening or night or whatever with like a lower level character for like hangout purposes usually. Is how I usually like to do it. But yeah, there's 2 like really easy events that happen here. In very close proximity, there's this golem sometimes goes berserk, and that's not too bad to fight. So long as you got like high DPS and CC, and know when to keep your distance. Speaking of, I do think I want that. Let me just sort of show you guys.
Wedding.
Well, we had it planned for next week.
Yeah, realistically not too bad. Especially if you're a Revenant, then your Step 5 just obliterates half of the universe. Okay. That was short-lived. This is the one I want to use. So I'm doing that one for now, just for the sake of magic stamina. I'm just going to interrupt you right there. Push back through this.
Allow me to act.
Oh. Oops. That timing could have been slightly better, but it still carried enough stacks of vulnerability for me in my interests. And now we can burn him. Well, not specifically burning him, but people say burn all the time for just, just obliterate the health.
Maybe. But how long until it goes off again?
Yeah, that counts also to the questing progress, so it's considerably better amounts of karma you're getting for going to back investing into that. And it's close nearby, so that's like a good repeating, sustaining little process, so long as, you know, you don't get too carried away about it. But you generally want like a large amount before doing this kind of method. Otherwise you're actually going to run out pretty quickly. And you'll have to like do quests or something. Which isn't entirely bad, but like the Rift Stalker events actually give like 5 Mystonium. Or at least usually do. I don't actually recall if the ancestral tree does anything like that, but yeah, just doing this enough times, I had a bit more of like a feel for how much the DPS of my characters has actually been. Like, lowest DPS I've seen has been like in the 200 something, which is a character entirely not intended to be DPS at all. And then moderates would have like 600, 700 DPS. Then higher DPS characters would have like 900, 1000 and above. And I think it was in the case of my soul beats that I was able to, with buffs, reach like 2k almost in terms of damage. So that should say a lot in terms of where someone might want to invest for DPS build purposes. Let's see. Yeah, that's another character done. Actually, I do have some of the new armor on me. This chest piece is Elegy. The boots there are Requiem. I do also have the Equinox weapon skins on this character. The axe and the sword. I just really liked them. So I figured I would try to see if I can make something work with them. And quite frankly, this was a character originally intended to be a bit more of like a yin and yang sort of style. It was what I was hoping for, but I wasn't actually sure of how to really pull it off. Like, I also wanted them to be a little more knightly-like, and also blindfolded. Stylishly blindfolded, might I add. Or as that skin would actually kind of imply. Actually, I think it was in the starter thing that it actually implied that with that skin. It was like for the revenants who not only blindfold themselves but try to look stylish. Yeah, I forget how they worded it exactly, but it was something like that. But something I did realize while I was here is that there's this NPC over here. Is it you? Yeah, it's you. Sells this stuff. Pretty cool. There's a number of interesting decorations here. There's a rug. There's statues of Joko in many, many poses. I could have all the Jokos. All of them. I could have a bed, an ornate bed. And it has like the Elonian styles for like the pillows and that. I haven't actually seen these two yet. But I have seen the bed.
That's
But
all I needed.
yeah.
How's General Soulkeeper?
Hey. Alright, so on this character, I do believe I've gotten all the runes. Yeah, this is basically a thing you can do every now and then. The runes are random dropped.
And I see something.
Hurry and go get it.
You
I
first.
see me a splendid chest.
Commander.
Please don't suffocate.
I like it.
But yeah, all the plaques on the wall reference Melandrew here. Yes. So I just read up on this. Apparently the Zunlight chest pertains to the services of these people from Guild Wars 1, who was basically your banking storage people. So this has me curious if now I haven't played too much Guild Wars 1 actually. So this has me curious if this has special connections to if you do certain things in Guild Wars 1, they carry over to Kier. Or maybe like certain items might. So yeah, this definitely has my curiosity if we'll see something made use of here. But this has me like, I do think there's going to be future content around this, possibly. Especially when you look at the other sort of like, destroyed gates and things about here. That alone seems like they're going to add more to this place. So this would have been one of the chests that you, the main character from Guild Wars 1, would have been using. And that also could mean... Now, this is my speculation because I haven't actually played that kind of into Guild Wars 1. I get the impression the main protagonist in Guild Wars 1 has been here. And has even used their own storage here. Is a speculation. Now, I could just play Guild Wars 1 Nightfall and find out, but not today. Like, if I'm to get into Guild Wars 1, I'm gonna want other people to join me. Just straight up. Or get that kind of researched into the game. Otherwise, it's gonna take me forever. So here's what the Elegy Heavy set looks like. It was actually pretty decent. Not bad at all. The Elegy Medium set. Also pretty decent. I remember when I first seen the shoulders and the headpiece, I thought it was all going to look more armory plated, and I was worried about that. But no, it's not too bad. But I'm not too sure how much of it I'm actually going to be using. I want to say the good thing about it is that it's not trench coat like. Like that's a better little direction for them to try every now and then. Here's the Elegy lightware,
Could use some help with salvage and repair.
which is also not too bad. I do like the fact that it has like these little side pocket things going on. So I think that has some practical uses for future characters. But On a side note, I didn't realize I missed a like dye slot that became brown for some reason. This is entirely news to me.
But how do we get home after the fight?
So that's probably like an unused die slot period. And finally, from the Requiem sets that I do own, this is the heavy. Probably by the next time I have a video going out, I'll likely have the others. But this is the heavy set. Pretty cool. Now there's no... I think there's a lacking of a certain die choice in the right ways for it to really match up right with like the lights on the chest piece, but this is actually quite decent. I definitely like it. It's all glowy and stylish. So that's probably something I might tinker around with a bit more. But I think I have, in fact, tinkered with it on a character or two. I don't recall which ones they were at this time being, but I do know I've kind of been spending a little much time trying to record this without it actually getting this video out yet. So I think I'm probably just gonna call it here. Thank you so much for watching. For Winter Solstice 25, Winter Solstice 8. Also, I did get the Godslayer bow. And you have yourselves a nice day. Bye bye.